Now, before we judge the title, let's hear Shorty out, shall we?
Today, how to make a man buy you the gift you want. So number one, can you actually tell your man directly what you want him to give you as a gift? That's a good question. Now, usually with my students, I actually tell them, never say directly what you want from a man. If you want a particular gift, if you want him to fund your lifestyle and so on, you should never demand things from anybody, because usually it just comes across not as elegant, perhaps a bit dominant, masculine, but there are exceptions. Because there are certain men with whom you can actually have this strategy with and it will work perfectly fine. So how to identify those type of men? It can be either cultural, or it can be traditional reasons, or it can also be personality reasons. I, for instance, noticed that men who are maybe a little bit more laid back, passive, submissive, if that makes sense, they tend to be a little bit more moldable. So with those you can perhaps, say more straightforward, honey, I want this, and they don't take it in a bad way. However, there are some men, and especially like in the affluent society, many wealthy men can be very like power players. They are a bit more dominant. They want to be the ones who are in control, who are holding the reins, and with them you have to have more of a softer and feminine approach.
Okay. So obviously we know that there are full-on gold diggers out there, that they'll use you for your money, and then there's some girls that they like you, but they want something to get out of the situation. So I feel like as a man, just in general, right, because you get used, you can get used, everybody gets used in one way or another, right? But as a man, whenever you do stuff for a woman, whether it's your girlfriend, wife, sister, etc., especially those who you are in a romantic relationship with, always do it without the intention of getting something in return.
No. Hi. Okay.
If you are the type of guy that usually you've seen your grandparents, you've seen your grandpa always give your grandma flowers or whatever it is, and you want to do that because it's something that you do. Not because it is something that you think will make her like you more, right? If you're going to take her to a restaurant or wherever you're taking her or whatever you're doing for her, do it because it's coming from you. You are wanting to do that for that person, not relying on the thing to draw that person closer into you. Because we know, right? Any new thing that you get, the novelty of that wears off. They need something new or something of higher novelty to appreciate that person and that thing again. So I get it. Women use men typically. I know usually when you go on a date, right? The man usually takes on most of the risk or invests more. Just in general. Like you approached her, you DM'd her, whatever, and then you got her number, then you set the dates, then you taking her to etc. place, and for the most part, a guy's not gonna go on a date with you unless he actually wants to smash. We know that, right? For the most part, we know that. Whereas a woman can go on a date with you because, she's just bored.
And according to Metro UK, the latest dating trend is something called Sneading, which is sneakily cheating your way into free meals. Yes! Now, I'm not talking about having lunch at Costco like I do sometimes, but there are people intentionally going on dating apps so that they will get taken out to restaurants where they will proceed to order expensive food and liquor. And then after the meal, they just peace out.
Especially in quarantine lockdown, it's better than staying at home. Now, whether a guy will like you after sex is a different situation. So as a woman, just in general, do not go on a date with a guy that you don't see yourself perhaps having sex with. And whenever you do have sex with that guy, do it because you genuinely want to do it. Not because you think this guy would stay or leave you. I know that's a lot of women's fear sometimes. And be like, think about it. The one of the baddest females in the game, right? Rappers, or said to be rappers. Saweetie, right? Saweetie. You think about if Saweetie had sex with or smashed a guy on a first date, most guys would leave her? I don't think so. I would think so. Or a couple times, depending on her personality and how nice she is and how feminine and how enjoyable it is to be around her, most guys are not gonna leave. Yo, do you know how hard it is just to get one girl? Or maybe two, right? Let alone like having a whole, most guys do not have a whole roster of women. You'd rather have, it's a lot less stressful to have one or two, maybe three main chicks just to deal with, and then so you can focus on other areas of your life.
So you wouldn't be demanding like, I want this for Christmas, buy me that, or I want this. You know, with those you have to do a little bit more of a softer strategy where they actually think that they thought about it doing what you want them to do basically. So once you have identified this, you can go either straight on with your approach if he's a man where you can be a bit more straightforward with, but if you do not know what type he is because you do not know him so well, or he is the type that you cannot be straightforward with him, then you have to follow these steps. Now the first step is always planting seeds. Planting seeds is like the most basic way of getting what you want. We are just pointing out in a classy and elegant way what we want. So we have to beat around the bush a little bit. We have to maybe mention how we...
I know girls do this a lot. Girls do this a lot. This is how they, you know, because it's the whole like the manly desire to like help a woman or whatever it is. Because we're like, yo, this is really heavy. Yo, I can't believe this package is so heavy. Why are you saying it out loud? You want me to help you? Let me help you. Come on, let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you. But honestly, this also leans into the idea of money, especially money, lending out money. Okay? When it comes to lending out money, do not lend out money that you are not willing to lose. She's talking about like getting gifts or how to get a man to buy you something. But when it comes to a certain point, you guys may have built rapport or familiarity where now they might ask you for maybe a certain amount of money. No matter the situation, do not give someone, woman, anybody in general, money that you are not willing to lose. If they ask for 50, give them 50. If you can't afford to give them 50, maybe give them 30 or 20 or 10, or give them nothing if that's your current situation. But do not give money to people that you're not comfortable not getting back. And you'll find that the relationship, whether it be friendship or romantic, will be maintained, and there won't be any animosity between one another. Because we know if someone says they'll give you back $3 in 2 weeks, and then those 2 weeks don't occur and you haven't got your money back, already there's a rift in the friendship and distrust, right? So the onus is on you to not lend out money that you're not comfortable giving out. And even if they have history of giving it to you back on time, always, if I don't get this money back, will I still be financially okay? Will I still be able to take care of my own bills and situation? No? Okay, sorry, I helped you out last time, but this time I can't help you out right now.
Want something, maybe we talk about the fact that something is broken or something is not working as it used to be anymore, and therefore we need something new. Let me just use the iPhone as a good example. If you want your wealthy man to give you an iPhone for Christmas, let's say, then you start talking to him about how your iPhone has broken, or maybe it's not working as it used to be, or the fact that you're complaining about how the new iPhone, you know, became so expensive and you think it's crazy and you don't even know if you can afford buying it anymore. Maybe just mention that you saw the new iPhone that came out, how you really want to have it, how it's so cool with all its new features, and you were so kind of jealous that your friend got it and you wish you also have it. So, you know, these type of planting seeds, you can get creative with them, by the way. I mean, these were just some of the examples. There are many ways how you can plant seeds, but usually the whole point of planting seeds, like the strategy around it, is to, you know, mention here and there, drop kind of hints how something doesn't work, how you want something, how you wish you had something, and so on. Then the rest is really up to your own imagination, how you present it. Most of the times, men will pick up this and understand that, aha, okay, she needs it, she wants this, I could really help her if I would give this to her, and so on. And that usually makes them go and purchase it, for instance, or provide this for you. Now, it doesn't always work, because don't forget, men and women don't always speak the same language, and there are a lot of men who don't read the signs that the women put out. Now, we all know this, and this is like one of the biggest issues in relationships, where men and women do not communicate talking the same language. So when you have tried to plant loads of seeds and you feel like, okay, this is not working, you have to switch up your game a little bit. You have to become a little bit more direct. But when I say becoming more direct, I do not mean like, okay, now you go all in and say, honey, buy me this, you know. No, you take it more in a sweeter, more feminine way. Perhaps if you want that beautiful dress, when you're out doing your errands, you pull him inside the store and you say, oh, look at that dress, oh, I really want to try it on. And then you go and try it on and you say, oh, honey, and then you strike his ego a little bit, you become very sweet to him. Sometimes it's really good to kind of use the kid strategy a bit. Turn yourself into a bit of a child. I mean, that always works, that always sells, to tell you the truth. And you're like, oh honey, look at this, look how nice this dress is, what do you think? And he will of course agree with you, most of the time at least. And then you also, you know, you pointed out how this gift would really benefit him. You say, oh, it would look amazing on me for the party we're going to next weekend, what do you think? When you make the gift around him, meaning that he will also benefit from the gift, that is usually a very sweet spot where you hit him, because he knows that, okay, this is not just her kind of milking me for stuff, I am actually going to take part of it as well. Let's say you are going to look amazing in that dress that he's going to buy for you. That means that it will feed his ego when you're wearing that dress next to him and everybody's watching and admiring you. So that is a score. Or if it's something that is more indirect, let's say that iPhone that you really want to have, he will benefit also by you having a fully functional phone, by you not having to have issues, complaining, having a headache, or not being able to use your phone in a critical situation. So there are many ways to look at it, and once you kind of paint that picture clear for the man, and he is aware that actually there's something in there for him as well, he will take you on this purchase for sure. Now, if that doesn't work...
Is this low-key manipulation? Or, you know, like, I don't know, I feel like for me personally, if I like a girl and you know, she's cool, like she's calm to be around with, it's not an issue. Like, okay, I'm not sure about the whole iPhone 11 or iPhone 12, but you know, I'll pay for food, order food, takeout, or whatever it is. But we're getting into the manipulation aspect, you know. Yo,
up, nigga, wool up, just wool up. What's a business?
huh?
Please. You have to just keep talking about this gift. You have to talk about how you want this iPhone, or how you want that dress, how you loved it, how you can't stop thinking about it, how you want to get it but you don't afford it, or whatever it is. I mean, it's up to you what type of strategy you want to use and what type of things you want to say. Like I said, there are many ways, many creative ways how you can go about such thing. But in the end, if even that doesn't work, if he still is not getting it, then there's just one last option. But at least you have tried everything now. Then you just basically tell him how you want it. Tell him how it is, what you want, how you wish him to buy you an iPhone for Christmas, or that dress for Christmas. It's just plain and simple. But at least now you know that this is a person who I have to be direct with, and if he has a problem with that, when you have already tried loads of like soft strategies with him, if he doesn't work with soft strategies, and if he doesn't work with you being direct about it, this guy is not generous enough for you, and maybe you should start thinking about what you're doing with him.
This girl said, maybe this guy is not generous enough for you. Okay, I think the good question that a lot of people should ask themselves, especially women, you know, does your looks match his wallet? Does your wallet match your looks? If you just think about it, men get rejected every day, right? And a man's ability to get access to a famous celebrity isn't the same as a woman's ability to get access to a famous celebrity. Who gets flued out? Mostly women get flued out to meet etc. person. Cause I won't lie, I won't cap with y'all. It's not all about money, but it is definitely an equation. As a man, having money or having a network allows you to get access to more women. How so? I'm not referring to spending money on said girl, but indirectly, you know what I'm saying? So essentially, maybe you have an apartment to yourself as opposed to living at home. Now you have more opportunities to deal with girls. And if you are living at home as a man, honestly, save your coins, save your guap. So if you want to actually still talk to girls, so like, you know, do a ting, smash and shit, book like an Airbnb or book a hotel periodically that you can take it to while you continue to save money at home living with your parents. But for the most part, Having money allows you to do more things, which gives you a wider range of women to deal with, right? If you have your own car, you have your own place, you can go pick her up as opposed to waiting for Uber or the bus or the train, you know what I'm saying? I feel like her type of platform, it makes women feel like they are entitled to certain things from men. I know men seem that they are entitled to sex too, but like, I really wonder what type of guy. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. There are many wealthy simps out there in the world, so I wouldn't put it past her. But definitely in general, before you buy any physical item for women, let the honeymoon phase pass by. 3 to 6 months, you should not be buying anything other than food. At the most. 3 to 6 months of knowing the girl, should not be buying anything other than food. No, like, what, iPhone? Huh? Do I know you like that? I don't know, a lot of guys try to use their money to get girls, and women try to use sex to keep a man. You know, sex, just because you have sex with a guy does not mean he's gonna stay or leave. It's just, do you actually want to? Do you like him like that? Okay, do it. Honestly, the situations where I've had the best like dating experience where it's always been easy. There hasn't been no I'm gonna make him wait 4 dates or 5 dates or whatever it is. If I actually liked her, you know, and she liked me, like chemistry was like high interest, not medium or lukewarm or low interest, we'd always make out. We'd always make out on the first date, maybe smash by the second or third date. And if I like the girl, we'll stay, bro. Like, yeah, girls say, oh, I'm having sex too soon, when the guy is investing all this other stuff too to the thing, right? The money, the time, the planning of the date. Like, we're both investing. Some is more physical, some is more, you know. alas. But yo, while you're here, if you are someone struggling with credit card debt, you want to get out of credit card debt, watch my past video here on how to get out of debt quicker with debt settlement as opposed to debt consolidation, or continuing to pay the interest on your large credit card balance, or watch my past video on why actors go broke. God bless. As always, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it. And too much showing a good thing is good for nothing. How are you lot doing today? I'm doing more, saying less, keeping that same energy. No cat. For the script, I'm out.
I was a nigga that wasn't for everybody. You can't give out your heart to just anybody. I done lost all my dollars, seen plenty bodies looking in the mirror. See that inside me. I'm a soldier at heart, man, I've been about it. We was in the streets, man, we was really wildin'. Reaching in my